So I'm recording myself. I'm not recording anybody else. Okay. So I am Jamie and I'm your yoga teacher and I love yoga. And I've been doing yoga since I was a teenager for a very, very long time. I like gardening, I like cooking. I have two children. I have a nonprofit. This is the nonprofit. It's called Pony Box Dance Theater. So my background is dance. I've had many injuries. Right now, I'm struggling with low back issues. And I can tell you that yoga helps with almost any and everything. It's good for your brain, it's good for your body. It can be spiritual, it can not be spiritual. It was started as a spiritual practice. It's very old, it's 5,000 years old. And the beginning of yoga was basically just people meditating. Um, so we are going to meet every day at 1 p.m. on Zoom, and I will record the class and I will put it up so that you have access to it if you miss a class. I mentioned before, it's very important that yoga feels good. So if you have an injury, a condition, whatever, you can work around it. You can use pillows, blankets, um, anything you have in your house. So if you don't have a yoga mat, you can use a beach towel. Um, I would recommend a floor that is either carpet, or maybe if you have a thick mat for hardwood, if that's the only floor that you have available, that's fine. Um, but you want to have a little cushioning for your back because we will be flat on our backs sometimes. Just so you know. Um, I also want you, so you're going to have to find a mat. You're going to have to find a belt, and it can be a belt you put around your waist. It can be an actual yoga belt, which they are usually purple. You could use a towel, like a big beach towel, but we use it to stretch. The other thing that's super helpful to have is a block, a yoga block. If you don't have a yoga block, you could have a small pillow. So, it would be really helpful if you could gather up a few props. The other thing I'd like to talk about is space. So you need to be able to stretch your arms out at least full length and a little bit of space to move around. Um, I know that some of you might not be in a super open space. You could always do it outside. Just do it on your phone with the Zoom. Um, that would be great too. So that's really all you need is a mat and some sort of belt and a little pillow, a towel. There's many types of yoga. There's I don't know how many types of yoga, but there's a lot, particularly up around Santa Monica, Venice area where all of you are. There's just it's sort of an epicenter internationally of yoga outside of India. So there's beach yoga. That's something wonderful you can try, and you can use those as makeups classes. In terms of grade, this is not what's on the syllabus, but this is how we're going to do it. Basically, 50% is come to class, 50% is just coming. That's it. Just come and try the class and do the class. So that should be easy. You just show up. um, then we'll have a journal that you'll do that's written that will be up on that's on Canvas. It's a few questions, very simple. And then I'm only going to have you do one more thing, which I call pick a pose, which we are going to call our final since it's a Zoom class, where you pick out of all the poses we do, you're going to pick one that you like, and you're going to send me a little video. You're going to introduce the pose, you're going to demonstrate the pose and talk about why you picked it. So that's the whole class. It's a super easy A. I'm not really sure what it says on the syllabus. You know, unfortunately, West LA is very strict and they keep making more rules about the grades and all this kind of stuff, but I'm not like that. I want everybody to have a positive experience. I want you to feel more calm, more relaxed. I want this to be beneficial because, like I said, I can tell you at every point in my life, yoga has been helpful for me. When my children were younger and I felt very stressed, it was good for stress relief, or even now, stress relief. I'm having low back issues, it's good for that. I've had 4 knee surgeries, it's like there's all sorts of things yoga helps us with. Um, I will reiterate this again and again because I can't see you, you're not in front of me necessarily. Um, please, please, if you have any pain, just take it easy. Just do what feels good to your body. Everybody's different. We all have different experiences, movement experiences, injuries, work experience, everybody. So I want it to feel good and just be a really nice summer class. We come every day. We come on Zoom. All of you managed to get here. We actually have 8 more people that somehow are not here, which is sad. Um, I'm hoping they don't have Zoom troubles. I do understand though about the whole Zoom thing. My dance organization is actually the dance company itself is based in New York City. So, sometimes I'll do a rehearsal on Zoom. I know sometimes it's tricky that it won't come in or you won't get your sound or there's a huge lag. So, I completely get it. Um, so I'd like to open it up for your questions. If you have any questions at all, you can just either say them or you could type it in the chat if you'd like. Um, that's fine. But do you have any questions at all about the class? Something you'd like to know about?
Yeah,
Oh,
I have a question.
sure.
Um, so I saw on the, I guess, what's it called, on Canvas,
Mhm.
that we were supposed to like bring like a mat, or I thought we were I was under the impression that we are gonna be meeting in person like sometime between Monday through Thursday, but I
Oh,
guess I was
really?
wrong.
Oh,
Yeah,
dear.
because it said mention like bring a mat and stuff. So I just want to make
Oh,
sure that this is just
so,
online.
that's an excellent question. So just to clarify, the class is entirely online, but it is a set time and it is set days. So it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at 1 p.m. But we are not going to go to campus and do class there. In the fall, I'm scheduled to have an actual in-person class Saturday morning. I think it's 8:30 or 8:15, something like that. But this class we're not. So this is an only online class. Yeah,
Okay, gotcha. Thank you.
that's an excellent question. It's, at West LA, it's super confusing because they have the synchronous and the asynchronous, and it's like, so I'm so glad you asked. Thank you, Tiani. That was a great question. What other questions do you have?
I have two questions.
Sure.
So for the journal, do we have to have like an actual journal or is it like something that we do on Canvas? We answer the questions on
It's
Canvas.
the what I'm calling the journal is not an actual like notebook journal. It's
Mhm.
just all on Canvas. It's just a couple questions and a discussion. It's only 6 in total, so it's super easy. But yeah, it's all on Canvas. We're not going to do any hard copies since our class is completely virtual. Yeah.
Okay. And then for like makeup sessions, I heard you speaking about like beach yoga and How
Mhm.
does like makeup sessions go? Because I know I may miss 2 days next week with Thursday and
Oh,
Monday.
that's okay. So you can miss, for any reason, you can miss 2 classes, any reason at all. Okay. After the 2, then you would start to lose points. If you miss 3 to 4, that's a B, and then it goes down from there. Let's say you miss 3, okay, and you want to do a makeup. You have a choice for a makeup class. You can either do our class, because I'm gonna make video of it. Like, I'm gonna record me teaching every class, and you can either do that class or you could go to beach yoga. A lot of those beach yoga classes are free. They also have other donation-based classes up in Santa Monica. You could go to an actual class if you physically in person. And I will tell you, I think yoga is better in person. I have to be honest. I think everything's better in person, but in particular yoga, because, like, for example, when I teach yoga in person, I try to get a sense of people's energy and how everybody's feeling. And I can tell by the way you walk, like when people are really tired. I can tell when people are really stressed. I see it in people's body, and I try to adjust my teaching. I don't really have that option. So if you have the chance to go to a live class, please go. I strongly encourage you. If you go to a studio, you'll pay, and they're kind of pricey, I have to say. And they have different levels. If you go to a donation based, and you could just send me a receipt. If you go to a donation based class, get the teacher to write their name and sign it and put the date, and like beach yoga, Saturday, July 7th or whatever. And then you would just send that to me. And that's how you do a makeup.
Okay, and then if we email you, we can email you ahead of time if we do plan on missing a class, right?
Oh, yeah, sure. That would be great.
Thank you.
Yeah, that would be wonderful. You're welcome.
I have
Okay,
a question.
sure.
Okay, are we going to be learning breathing techniques in that class? Because I've actually, preparing of the class, I've read that breathing technique will actually lower your blood pressure by 10 points, reduce anxiety, stress. Is it something that we're going to be learning in this class?
Yeah, so yoga consists of actually 8 different parts. We are going to be focused primarily on breath, or pranayama, and poses, or asana. There are other components to yoga, like, and that's one of the questions you have for your quote unquote journal. What are not yamas and niyamas? Because yoga was actually started as a spiritual practice. And so the first 2 limbs of yoga are considered to be spiritual practices, like nonviolence and non-harming and things like that. So yes, we will spend time on breath every single class. Yeah, absolutely. Pranayama is so helpful for many things. So yes, let's see, there's a question. Suggested reading with a link. Let's see. Oh, there's Chris. Chris went in and out. Suggested reading with a link. I can try to I'll put the suggested. First of all, there's no books. I just want to say that. So that's clear. You don't have to buy anything. Um, you don't have to buy anything. Let's see. What else? Oh, do I teach live classes? In the summer, I am going to teach a live class at Cerritos College that does overlap with your class. The class meets Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at 10 a.m. If you wanted to come to this, and it's about an hour and a half. So it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It starts July 1st. If you want to come and try live yoga with me, please send me a message on Canvas or email, because I would have to explain to you. It's very confusing. Well, first of all, you're not supposed to do it. I'm not supposed to let you come, but I would, because I would like for you to have the experience of doing live yoga, because live yoga is amazing. Just let me know, and then I'll communicate with you like where it is and to park and all that kind of stuff, logistics. So yes, I do teach a live class during the summer. Are we required to turn our camera on to count for attendance? So as far as I know, we as teachers are not allowed to ask you to do that. I like to see you. It helps me to see you, particularly when we're doing poses and they're new. However, it's your choice. It's your call. There are days when I am grateful, honestly, to, I don't want to be seen on a camera. So I understand. So that's entirely your choice. If you want to put the camera on, if you don't want to put the camera on. But like I said, once we get going, I always look to see how people are doing with different poses. So I like to kind of get a vibe. So if you turn it on, it would be great. If you don't want to, that's fine. It's entirely your choice, but that's a really good question. Okay. Let's see. Have I gotten all the chat questions?
Professor, I have a question.
Sure.
How will you grade us, I guess on our yoga poses if you can't see us? Do we upload videos?
Well, that's an excellent question. How in the world can you be graded? And that's what I was saying at the beginning of the class. If you don't turn your camera on, there's no way I could possibly know if you're doing it, right? So
Right.
let's be honest. So that's part of the reason you have you have the 6 questions or discussions on Canvas. That's 30% of your grade. Then 20 points is going to be the pick a pose, where you do a little video. You pick one pose, not every pose, just one that you like. And I'm probably going to restrict it so you don't do Balasana, child's pose, or Shavasana. Shavasana is just rest. Everybody can lay on the floor. So anyway, but that's one way that I address that. Yeah. But actually, yeah, there's no way I can know if you're doing it if your camera's out.
Okay, so basically when we join and you're teaching us the poses, we're
Mhm.
not being graded for basically classwork, right? Only for Canvas?
You are being graded for coming. Yes.
Just
And
for
yeah, you are being graded for being in the class. And the other thing I do is I'll look at the very beginning to see who we have, like the names. And then what I do is I do a check-in at the end, because I know that, and I might ask you to say goodbye, or just share something innocuous, like share your favorite spice or something, something simple that's like an icebreaker. But I'm also, like, I did it today when people introduced themselves, I wrote down names and what they like, things like that. So I have
Where did Johan go?
what?
Oh,
Hello. Hi. Hi,
sorry
Thomas.
about that.
That's
Sorry
okay,
about that.
Thomas. It's so pretty, the sky where you are. Do you have a question?
No, I'm sorry. I didn't know my microphone was on. I was asking somebody else around me a question. Sorry about that.
Oh, no problem. No problem at all.
Yeah, I had to switch devices real quick because I had
Oh,
to leave
I
where I was at.
understand. Yeah, I get it.
Mhm.
So yeah, I will, in terms of your attendance, you are graded to come to class. And like I said, you can miss 2 classes for any reason. After that, you start to lose points unless you do a makeup. And that's 50 points or 50%. And like I said, I will do some kind of check-in at the very, very end of class just to make sure that you didn't start the class and then disappear. So okay, any more questions?
I had a question, Professor.
Sure, Daniel.
So you said for we can only miss 2, and then how will we be able to do the makeup classes? And the only reason why I asked that is because there'll be some days I have work for myself,
Uh-huh,
so I don't want to like miss classes and not have attendance to affect
right.
my grade because
So,
I'm in the work time as well.
right. So you have 2 options for makeups. You can either physically go to a class, like let's say you belong to a gym and there's yoga at the gym. Right, you would just get the teacher to stay, you would just write your name, the date, yoga, get the teacher to sign it and send it to me. So you can either do an in-person actual physical class, you can do our class that will be posted. The link will be posted from our class. You have, and then if you do that option, if you do our class, I will have you write a paragraph. You know what? I'm going to put something up on Canvas about, I'm going to put up a, I'm going to call it makeup class so that everybody understands how to do it. But I'm going to put that up on an announcement or something.
Okay. Well, would it be like, because for example I'm gonna give is like I work in construction electricity.
Mm.
So I can log into the class and still attend the Zoom meetings, but I might be at work. And
Oh, I see what you're saying.
yeah,
Well,
I want to still be able to attend your class. I'll still hear it in my earpiece while I'm working, but
but
I
you
won't
couldn't actually
physically.
do the class. If
Yeah.
that's the case, it would make more sense for you, like after work, especially if you're in construction and you're like sore, like your muscles are sore because it's really physically hard. You should just do the class at home, with the
Okay.
video. And
Okay.
just,
So
yeah, to get, because I mean, if you're at a construction site, I don't really think that that would be very useful.
okay. So would I submit a video to you of
You would
myself,
submit a paragraph, just a summary
a summary of like of the
of
exercise I
what
did?
you learned, what you liked,
Okay.
anything you struggled with, but I will put that up on Canvas.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. These are good questions.
Oh yeah,
Um,
I have a similar situation as well. I'll also be
okay,
at,
tell
well,
me.
I'm currently at work right now. And
Uh-huh.
most of the time that we're doing this, I will possibly be at work as well. But I will
Okay.
be able to log in and keep up with the class and everything else like that. And maybe when I get home, I could do the actual positions, you know.
Uh-huh.
And I wanted to know if my camera is not on, showing that I'm doing this yoga with you at the current time,
Uh-huh.
would I be docked on like my participation, or would I still be get credit for participating, and how does that work?
If you're at a job and you're not able to talk or do the poses, because
Mm,
I would recommend that you actually do the class, like I said to Daniel, just do
mhm.
it at home. Because,
Okay.
if you're in a work environment unless you can, I mean, some people, I have had people, I did this one summer, I think it was right after COVID. And some people are working in like an office building and they were able to go into a room and actually do the class. But
Yeah,
if
and
you-
that's what me. I work at a school, so there will be times that
Oh.
I can actually go into a
Oh,
classroom,
that's
close the
great.
door, and do that. You
Yeah.
know, but there
So you
might
could
be
do
times
that.
that I
You could do
won't
that.
be.
Yeah. It's, you know,
Mhm.
like I said, it's really an issue of trust, with the camera
Okay.
and all that stuff. And
Mhm.
there's, I mean, I can't prove or disprove you're doing the class. So, but in terms of you getting something out of the class, I think it's much nicer to do it, if you're in a place where it's a little bit quiet, it's a little bit peaceful. There's not like jackhammers, or people screaming, or, I mean, that's not optimal for yoga, which is not to say that you couldn't do it, but it wouldn't be as enjoyable, That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I
But
agree. I agree.
oh my gosh. Okay. Are there any other questions? I'm going to turn the
Yeah,
recording off. Oh, go ahead.
I have